Welcome to GISTUBE TV first. Let me just do that here. Subscribe to this channel. Just subscribe already. I mean, if you've been coming or you're new here, don't worry, you're in good hands, in safe hands. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video already. I promise you're going to enjoy it.
Things are happening. Ladies and gentlemen, still on this Iyabojo movie premiere where to Abraham and Funke decided that they had to be the ones who will talk about, right? Kunle Afolayan has been dragged into the matter. Recall that in the other video I made and some other speculations online, people started saying, oh, Toyin and Funke were chummy a couple of months ago. The only major issue that has happened between then and now is the Kunle Afolayan situation, right? And the December movie release and then the Kunle Afolayan situation. Those are the major things that have happened between them recently. So that must be what has happened. So lots of persons have been speculating. Now a certain blog now brought out their own, should I say, perspective now, but they said this was Kunle Afolayan's words in an interview that he granted. According to them, right? According to the blog, apparently when Kunle Afolayan first wanted to make the first installment ever of his popular Anikulapo movie on Netflix, the first Anikulapo, he wanted to cast Funke Akindele for the character Rolake, which is what Bimbo Ademoye played in that movie. And he reached out to Funke, and Funke demanded 3.5 million naira and all of those things. And because he said, oh, he couldn't pay and all of those things. So they casted someone else. And according to Kunle Afolayan, that when Funke Akindele realized they had used someone else, she stopped talking to Kunle Afolayan. And even when he reached out to her, she told Kunle Afolayan to never call her name or speak to her again in his life. That is, do you understand? But Kunle Afolayan came out to debunk the news. So Kunle Afolayan is like, are you people okay? How can you even think and say something like that? He said lunatics everywhere with false narratives. And one way Bogo, meaning mad people everywhere. Basically saying, nah. Basically denying reaching out to her for a movie role or being asked to pay her 3.5 million naira per scene. I don't know if Funke is charging 3.5 billion naira. I don't think she's not worth it. That's just my personal opinion. But Kunle Afolayan said this is a false narrative. Although it could also be referring to the narrative that Iyabojo gave concerning the whole thing. Because Iyabojo has come out to also publicly talk about what happened between them. Between Toyin and Funke, saying people should not misalign her or like people should not judge her because people are like, oh, Iyabojo should have reconciled her, was she just there and all of those things. And she shared her own side of the story saying she and Funke has had their own fair share of beef in the past. They were friends before, they had their falling out, they've reconciled and they are good now. And when she and Funke became good, she tried to meddle between what's happening between Funke and Toyin so that they will be chummy again, so they'll be fine. And both of them reconciled. And one of the boundaries they set was we will not drag ourselves online. If anything is going on online, we are going to call ourselves, right, and tackle it offline. We will not bring our matter online. Do you understand? Only for December to come and for Tony Abraham to start pushing a narrative and going with it, sort of insinuating that Funke basically people they were showing Funke's movie and not the other producers who also had movies in the cinema in that period, that kind of thing. And that vexed Funke, coupled with the Kunle Afolayan's situation that happened earlier in the year when he released the another installment of his Anikulapo series, and people were like, oh, this is a flop and all of those things. And he said he wasn't going to dance, and then Tony made a skit about it, tagging Kunle, while Funke Akindele was publicly angry with Kunle Afolayan. You remember that part? Right, so that's what angered Funke, and that's what caused the rift between them now, that she's tired of begging. She's not going to beg anybody. She's not going to get anybody to take anybody's side. She's not going to get anybody to want to reconcile with anybody. They are adults and they should be able to do their thing and be matured about reconciliation and all of those things. That's what Iyabojo said. So people are like, maybe what Kunle Afolayan is saying is not necessarily about the 3.5 million naira thing. Maybe it's about him saying they are posting a false narrative about him out there. Like maybe it wasn't dissing Funke or anything of such. Maybe that is it. I don't know. Because remember that when Tony even first started this dancing and all of those things to promote her movie, people were like, oh, she's copying Funke Akindele's style. And she had to bring evidence to say that no, even before Funke did it, I've also been doing this online. Even if I'm doing it, it's not a big deal. Any and everybody can, do whatever they want to do on the social media space in order to promote their movie and have a good time, just to make money at the end of the day. So that's part of the the whole ordeal. So the internet is still very much divided. There's still a lot of hot takes going around. People are saying this about Funke, people are saying that about Iyabojo, others are saying this one about Tony Abraham's involvement. So maybe that person have even dragged Eniola Badmus into the matter, saying Eniola Badmus should maybe talk to them. And then Badmus is like, what is my own? Like, why should others are even saying, where's Iyabojo's partner? Where's Polo? What is Polo's own in this matter? Do you understand? So a lot of persons are just giving different takes, different opinions concerning it. But one thing that is certain is Kunle Afolayan has come out to debunk the story that Funke Akindele insisted on 3.5 million naira per scene, and then because they casted someone else for the character that she was supposed to play, she's angry. Because if that is what has happened behind the scene, then I understand why. If that really happened, you understand, we can say, oh, maybe we understand why this year these producers and people who dance and do all of these things on the internet in order to promote their movies sort of throwing a shade at Funke, because Funke had spoken to him to say, never speak of me again, never speak to me again, I don't want to have a relationship with you again because you did not cast me in your movie. Do you understand? But I don't know, Sha. But I'm just saying, but he has come out to publicly deny it and say that did not happen between them. Throughout all of this, Akindele has not deemed fit to give any response online. So Abraham has given response online, Iyabojo has given response online, Kunle Afolayan has given response online, Eniola Badmus has given response online. Tony Abraham's husband, Kolawole Ajayemi, has even responded online. But the one person who has not addressed this situation online is Funke Akindele herself. So I don't even know, maybe I should call her the villain or the victim in this situation. She has not said anything online. If you go on her Instagram, if you go on any of her social media posts, on her social media pages, she's posting like nothing happened, like she's not even what is trending and who people are talking about right now. That's just to show that, I don't know, Sha, what that's supposed to show, but she really is not letting it really. Maybe it's moving her privately, but publicly she's not showing anything, which is sort of, she understand, like if you link it to what Iyabojo said or what Iyabojo put out, the statement she put out, that Funke was like, anything that happens, let us settle it offline. We should not bring ourselves online. So even I feel like when the video started circulating, what Funke expected was that Tony should not respond or anything, and they should settle it between themselves, right? Maybe even push a different PR narrative that, maybe she didn't hear or she was distracted or something, and then would end it there, and then offline both of us will trash and tackle what's going on between us. But Iyabo has said she's not ready to kneel down or call any mediation situation between Tony and Funke, because Tony was even supposed to be in the movie because she was in the first installment. This movie is the return of Arinze. There was a movie that she produced a couple of years back with that same title, Arinze. So yeah, Arinzo rather. I said Arinzo. So yeah, that's the story. So Tony is not in the movie, Funke is in the movie. That's because Funke and Iyabo are good now. In fact, the last movie Funke produced, Iyabojo was also there. That's true that things are fine between them now. Anyways, I'd like to hear from you in the comment section. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching this one. Subscribe if you enjoyed it. Share with family and friends. Let me know your opinions. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.